A regulation that chokes off all economic activity is not meeting its purpose. If banks stop lending or cut back dramatically in response to regulators, the regulation itself must be reconsidered.
The uncertainty makes hedging risk more costly and restricts new business outreach. All of this translates into a less willingness to make loans, and worse, increases the likelihood of a massive consolidation.
While there is always going to be risk in the financial sector, we need to make sure to manage that risk responsibly.
We do believe that it overreaches and is an overreaction,
so that banks are secure and small businesses have confidence that they can obtain the credit necessary to sustain or grow their business.
Dodd-Frank limitations on capital sources have made access to capital even more difficult. The lack of access to capital has caused many banks to become smaller in order to maintain specific capital ratios.
We have a significant number of regs that we need to comply with today, and it seems like just one more isn't going to change the deck a whole lot. But the piling on and the consistent piling on of additional regulation is very, very stunning. In the good old days, I had a part-time person that did 10% of their job in the area of compliance, and we complied with all the rules of the land. Today, we've got 6 or 8 people, all senior officers that sit on a compliance committee, attempting to deal with these reforms as they come along. And it's punishing, and it's very difficult for small institutions.
What, to your estimation, and be brief, is, as small businessmen, your greatest fear right now for the small business community?
My greatest fear is where does this regulation stop? Every time we have to comply with a new regulation, we are just having to spend that much more time on the regulation and that much less time supporting small business people. We completely understand their need for capital. We completely understand our role in that. We are in business to make loans. We're in business to support our communities. There doesn't need to be a regulation to tell us how to support our communities, because if we don't do that, our communities won't do business with us. So it's not complicated in a community bank. We just need to find a way to be able to get out from under the burden of oppressive regulation.
If I took you by the hand and you and I walked around my district for a day and we talked to 50 small businessmen and women, you'd hear the same refrain. They're scared to death. There's so much uncertainty out there, and there's a lot of angst about the additional regulations and the regulatory climate that they believe Dodd-Frank is going to lead to.